Hello everyone, how you folks doing? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Armando. In this video, I'll be talking about the rise and fall of pineapple in Hawaii. Now, pineapple is really something that everybody in Hawaii can relate to. Now, Honolulu's pineapple factories provided a rite of passage for generations of teens, including State Senator David Ige, who became our governor later on, and sumo star Kunishiki. These summer jobs tossed them into the grind of a production line and left them with a mix of memories. Okay, so it's been around for a long time. Now, for decades, Hawaii served as the crown jewel of the world pineapple industry, growing the golden fruit, running state-of-the-art canning operations, and providing generations of students with summer seasonal work in the fields and the factories. Okay? Now in Honolulu, the seasonal job served as an important rite of passage, an introduction into world of work. It was a chance to earn money, often enough to get by without a part-time job during the school year. And I was involved in that too. Former cannery workers now are woven throughout our community. We're pretty sure most folks know someone who can share a cannery tale. And I sure can. Among them we found a bank president and his financial father, one of Hawaii's most famous sumo stars, 2 state senators, and a host of others with stories to share. Now, the work convinced them to study harder, or to work someplace easier, impressed upon them the importance of teamwork, and gave them a chance to meet a lot of other teenagers. We reached out to folks who spent the time in the line at the Dole or Del Monte canneries here on Oahu. We know others worked in fields across the state and at other canneries, but we focus on the Honolulu operations for this slice of life. Now, some stayed one season, such as Bank of Hawaii President and CEO Peter Ho, who spent the summer of 1979 at Dole Cannery scooping pineapple scraps onto a conveyor belt. Isn't that amazing? Now, he's a bank CEO today of Hawaii. Salabae Tisanoi, best known as the Hawaii-born sumo star Kunishiki, worked for Dole in the late 70s. Early 80s, first in the field, then on the line at the cannery as a UH Lab school student. Now 50, he's actually 60 I think now. He lives in Tokyo, and his current jobs include entertainer, producer, DJ, and founder of the Kunishiki Kids Foundation, which benefits the children of the Leeward Coast. Okay, so also there's a state senator. Her name is Michelle Kidani, 76 years old, a Hawaii state senator. Worked at cannery jobs for 3 summers in the 1960s as a trimmer and packer. Now, personally, my very first job was at Dole Cannery. That was my very first job I ever took. Okay? I had applied at both Del Monte and Dole, but decided to work at Dole. And I was what they call the depalletizer operator. I'm showing a picture of that right now, which was really hard work actually. You might think it's easy work, but it's actually really hard work. And the way it worked was the forklift driver would load the pallets below, and I would lift it up to the conveyor belt. Then I would separate the cardboard sheets one at a time between each layer. My shirt would be soaked with sweat at the end of the shift, and I kid you not, I lost a lot of weight during that time. I was in pretty good shape too. And I remember there was another person today you probably recognize the name John Yamani of Levitt, Yamani and Solder. He worked the same shift in the same area that I work. John Yamani. Okay, I kept the conveyor belt just full enough, showing a picture of the conveyor belt, just full enough so it wouldn't jam. So my efficiency rating was quite high, it was over 100%. I was able to purchase my first car, which was the 1966 Volkswagen Beetle, red color, with the money I saved during the summer. I was so proud of that car, my very first car from my very first job. So let's talk about the story of the Pineapple King of Hawaii, James Dole. Okay, that's how it all started. That was the rise of pineapple in Hawaii. So let's explore the rise and fall of pineapple. Now, pineapples were brought to Hawaii for cultivation in 1813. Okay, that far back. James Dole was born on September 27, 1877 in Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts, to an American Puritan family long settled in the country since colonial America times. His father was Charles Fletcher Dole, a Unitarian minister, and his mother was Frances Drummond. Okay, his paternal great-grandfather was Wigglesworth Dole. His maternal grandfather was also a clergyman, James Drummond. Growing up, Dole attended Roxbury Latin School in Roxbury, Massachusetts, from which he graduated. James Drummond Dole, also known as the Pineapple King, was an American industrialist who developed the pineapple industry in Hawaii. He established the Hawaiian Pineapple Company, which was later reorganized to become the Dole Food Company, and now operates in over 90 countries. Dole was a cousin, once removed, of Sanford B. Dole, President of the Republic of Hawaii. So that's, people often get the two of them confused, but he was actually the cousin of the President of the Republic, Sanford Dole of Hawaii. So that's who he was. Okay. Now, in 1899, Dole obtained his bachelor's degree in agriculture from the Bussey Institute of Harvard University. After receiving $50 as a gift, Dole began saving money for future business. Now, after accumulating $16,240, that was big money back in those days, James Dole moved to Hawaii, Honolulu, Hawaii, at the age of 22, arriving on November 16, 1899, just about the turn of the century. Then governed by his cousin James Dole, Sanford Dole, that was his cousin. After the 1893 overthrow of Queen Liliuokalani, he purchased a 64-acre government homestead in the Central Plains on the island of Oahu. Okay, so that's when he came here. After experimenting with a number of crops, he set on planting pineapple. His farm grew, and Dole constructed a cannery and packing plant in the town of Wahiawa. Soon, yields and popularity of his product proved greater than he expected, and Dole built a new cannery and packing plant near Honolulu Harbor. Now, that same year, 1907, Dole purchased magazine advertisements to promote his canned pineapples. He developed a nationwide consumer campaign in the United States and was successful. Demand for Hawaiian pineapple grew even more. Okay, so in 1913, Dole invested in a new machine invented by Henry Gabriel Ganaka that could peel and core 35 pineapples every minute. Before the invention, Dole had to contend with the slow pace of having hundreds of workers peel and core each pineapple by hand. Now, by 1922, Dole had managed to convince his family's network in Hawaii and in Boston to arrange for a sizable capital investment fund, $1.5 million, with which he purchased the island of Lanai and developed it as a vast pineapple plantation. And that's where Lanai acquired the name Pineapple Island, because that's all they had there at one point in time was just pineapples. The whole island was just pineapples, practically. It became the largest plantation in the world with over 20,000 acres devoted exclusively to growing pineapple. Okay. Utilizing large mechanized production, importing large numbers of foreign workers who were paid at indentured servitude levels, or cheap, Dole managed to reduce the price of his pineapples to such a level that it drove every other producer out of the business, which didn't fall into his line with his scheme. Okay, and that's how he was able to dominate the market. With this vast pineapple cultivation at the company's disposal throughout the 20th century, Lanai produced over 75% of the world's pineapple crop, and that's amazing. One island producing 75% of the world's pineapple crop, thereby dominating the market, and in turn the place, as I mentioned before, acquired the name of Pineapple Island. Okay. Now, by 1930, 9 million cases of pineapple were exported. In 1955, pineapple production peaked at 76,700 acres. Today, pineapple is not as important to the economy of Hawaii. Okay, and it's really gone down. It's mostly on Oahu and in the area of Wahiawa. There isn't much pineapple production going on in Hawaii anymore. I'm showing a picture now of the pineapple cannery and the Dole Pineapple Cannery in 1927. Dole also purchased land on the island of Maui. The largest competitors in the production of pineapple in Hawaii were Maui-based affiliates of Alexander and Baldwin, and that also recently shut down. However, investments in the land, mechanization, and finally air transportation, combined with the resulting decrease in the price of pineapples, placed the company in a vulnerable price position. Because pineapples take 2 years to grow to maturity, the Great Depression of the 1930s and the resulting decrease in demand caused the company to lose money. In December of 1932, Dole was removed from management of the company and replaced by Atherton Richards, the grandson of Joseph Ballard Atherton. At that time, Castle & Cooke took a stake in the company. Okay, show another picture of Dole Cannery. Just to let you know that Castle & Cooke now is developer of all in fact the home that I'm sitting in right now in Mililani was built by Castle & Cooke, and homes in Waipio that are being built now are by Castle & Cooke. So just to let you know how big Castle & Cooke is. Okay, I'll show you more pictures of the cannery at that time in its heyday. Pineapples are grown in other countries including the Philippines, Thailand, and Costa Rica. Okay, now about 8.5 acres of the original estate, including surrounding horticultural gardens, was kept in the Dole family until 1972. Although his original 3-bedroom house collapsed in 1971, a kitchen house from 1901, and a fabricated building constructed in 1905 and expanded around 1909 for his growing family remained but were deteriorating. I'm showing a picture now of the James D. Dole homestead. Now in the late 1970s, the new owners developed the land into suburban residences. The remaining structures were removed from Wahiawa for the new subdivision. The Waipahu Cultural Garden in Waipahu recreated a Hawaiian plantation village. Okay. Now, today it is, fast forward to today, well actually this is in 1950, a tourist attraction known as Dole Plantation was established in 1950 as a fruit stand in the middle of Dole's original pineapple fields. And they still got some pineapple fields in that area too. Like I said, that's the only remaining of all the pineapple in Hawaii. In 1989, the fruit stand was transformed into a plantation home mounted on what looks like a hill of red dirt, characteristics of Wahiawa. The plantation home became a living museum and historical archive of the life and work of the industrialists. It is located off of Kamehameha Highway. I'll show you a picture of that. And it's still there today. And you can go inside, you can buy, souvenirs, you can buy samples of pineapple and fruits and all kinds of candies and stuff like that. So it's pretty big. And showing you pictures now of the pineapples and what they look like. I had some growing in my yard over here, and they did pretty well too. Actually, my wife doesn't like them, but she said it looks ugly. But I like the pineapple. Now the plantation features the world's largest maize grown entirely out of Hawaiian plants. Originally built in 1998, it lost its place in the Guinness Book of World Records until it was expanded in July 2007. The maize covers 137,194 square feet, and pats are 13,001 feet long. Okay. Now the Pineapple Express is a 2-mile train. They still have that today, so you can, if you go in Wahiawa, you can still ride on that train called the Pineapple Express through the plantation that's fully animated while explaining the history of the pineapple. Plantation Garden Tour gives information about North Shore, the hibiscus native species, the ley irrigation, bromeliads, the tea leaf, and the life on the plantation. And showing more pictures, aerial photos of the maize in that area. Now, in 1991, I should say, the Dole Cannery closed its operation. It was transformed into a multi-purpose facility with media studios, conference rooms, and ballrooms. The lower level houses a modern shopping center and a 18-screen multiplex cinema owned by the Regal Entertainment Group. So there's a theater over there. There's like a a big room over there where you can hold banquets and stuff like that. In fact, I've been there several times. The actual Unica machines and cannery storage were preserved and turned into a museum of Hawaiian Pineapple Company history. A cannery is located in an area known as Iwalei between Honolulu Harbor and Kapalama at 650 Iwalei Road in Honolulu. Well, and last thing I'll say is that when I went in the Army, people would call me Pineapple. Anybody that goes in the military and you're from Hawaii, they always call you Pineapple. So there was always that connection, Hawaii and pineapples, and that's how it was back then when I was. Anyway, that's the rise and fall. Today, well, they cut the production down because the labor is a lot cheaper in other countries, so they really cut the production down in Hawaii. It's cheaper to grow pineapple and get it from the Philippines or Thailand or other countries, and that's why really it decreased a lot. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, for a lot of us people in Hawaii, it was our first job. It was my first job, and it was and a lot of people, from our governor to senators to bank presidents and CEOs, it was their first job too. So a lot of us in Hawaii can relate to the working at Dole Cannery. What an experience. Hard work, but it taught us a lot about working and being responsible and that type of thing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Mahalo for watching, and ahui ho.